Hello, ghost face killers and casual sex havers, coming to you from the halls of Regina in Burbank, California. This is the Film versus Film podcast. I'm your host, Quinn Boys, and I've got you. You're on candid camera now. And I am joined, as always, by, do I still have to say it? All right, let's do it just for the sake of it while you're still the reigning champion. 3-time, back-to-back reigning champion of the Film versus Film podcast, the John Legend of penises, Leonard Smith Jr. What's up, Leonard?
Yeah. Season isn't over, buddy. Season is still on, and I am still currently the reigning champion. I would say I'm the Brian McKnight of penises because I'm like a dream come true. Anyways, what's going on, guys? I'm Leonard Smith Jr. I'm eating a big ass slice of pizza right now. If you didn't figure it out, you probably wouldn't be able to figure it out by Quinn's opening. We got a very fun episode today. We're doing Regina Hall. We don't have to ask if Regina Hall was in this one because we know Regina Hall was in both of these movies.
Yeah, we can skip that part of the criteria entirely. We probably won't, though.
I feel like we could
just
skip
for tradition.
This whole
we probably won't.
episode. I'm joking.
Yeah, this from the prompt to the picks to probably the discussion, if I have to guess based on our guest today, this will be one of our weirder episodes, I think. Like possibly the weirdest, which I'm looking forward to.
I think it's funny that you won the season on the last episode, and I think you're about to get punished. This feels like a punishment episode.
You can't hurt me, man. You can't hurt me. I'm flying high right now. I welcome all criticism. But we may as well introduce our guest. You just heard him laughing. Leonard, you do the honors.
Well, he's our second 2-time guest.
You're
our probably most avid listener, our biggest fan of the podcast, Christopher Eddins, writer, Christopher Eddins, comedian, Christopher Eddins, all around handsome man, Christopher Eddins. What's up, Chris?
What an intro, Chris. You gotta be feeling good.
I appreciate that. Yes, because he knows that your movie is garbage. So he's feeling good. He's trying to butter up right now. He's trying to placate.
I also like
weak move on your part, Leonard, but I respect it. Thank you.
I honestly don't need to placate. I'm not worried at all.
Why do you think I'm worried, Leonard? I don't care. Listen, all that matters at the end of the day is the W. I got 5 wins on the season. We do a best of 9.
No, stop,
I don't know
if I have questions, Quinn.
No, you cannot reverse it.
I think you are good. I think you are a nice man. I think
you.
You clearly are not racist. But
thank you.
From this pick, I feel that I don't know you at all. I think that you are racist and homophobic, that you don't like any type of people at all. You don't like women. You don't like comedy. You don't like shit. And you don't like Regina Hall because you fucking think this out of all of her movies. This is the
maybe Quinn hasn't seen many Regina Hall movies.
That is
or look, it's either that or you were just flexing on Leonard and you were basically doing the dance into the end zone, and you were just like,
"That's kind of what that is too." Let's give the people our picks so they know what they probably already know.
I like that you said no one would know the prompt for my intro. I said coming to you from the halls of Regina. It's the Regina Hall episode.
Okay. Yeah, they might have gotten it.
Yeah, let me talk about my movie first since Chris is
what's
coming
your
at
movie?
It. I'll talk about my movie was the movie of the two of our picks directed by an African American man. So I'm just gonna build a defense against the racism remarks right away. But I picked
funded by the Weinstein Company. So balance.
You show me any movie we've talked about that wasn't funded by white money, then I will bow out. But I'm talking about the 2000. It's 2000, not 2001. Wayans Brothers spoof farce comedy film. It started like a whole ensemble. You think this movie's bad? Why don't you check out any movie that it inspired? I'm talking about Scary Movie. If you don't know what Scary Movie is like a pastiche of all the horror trends that were popular in the late 90s, and then they just chopped it up, and then they made I would say probably like hacky, probably lowest common denominator parodies of these moments, and they threw them out. Now I will not argue at all with you, Chris, that this movie is bad. It's not art. It's not high art. It's not even low art. However, there are things about this movie which I watched and enjoyed primarily as a 12-year-old that I think held up. For one, this movie, for all intents and purposes, I defy you to show me a movie before this one made Regina Hall kind of a person of note. This was sort of her introduction. If there was another movie where Regina Hall hit it big, let me know, because this is how I found out about her. So when we were doing this prompt about Regina, how could I not go back to where, for me, it all began with Scary Movie?
Quinn, why are you doing your ended arguments at the beginning?
Because I'm not going to do it at the end, because at the end I'm just going to be like, I cede my time. But I do feel like I do need to, if I need to explain myself, that's the reasoning. I mean, this movie was like, it's definitely the first. I watched the Wayans brothers TV show, but that's Sean and Marlon, who are in this movie, but they didn't direct it. This was like my first Wayans brothers film, I think, that I ever saw.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was not growing up watching.
You've seen
Blank
White
Man.
Chicks?
White Chicks is worse than this movie, and I will stand by that. And no, White Chicks came out in like 2004. I saw this movie first.
Oh,
whiteness is astounding, because The Best Man and Love and Basketball, Regina Hall is in both of those movies, and they
there's no way Quinn.
This piece of trash.
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, Quinn didn't have a chance to see in those movies back then.
Where was 8-year-old me going to see Love and Basketball, man? That's just not. Ask yourself a question.
Hey, I don't know. Every white woman I've ever met that likes black dudes has seen Love and Basketball, so clearly it could be watched. It could be seen. So didn't put in the effort,
they have some motivations for sure. I'm gonna say this. I always, even as a child, as a teenager, I thought Scary Movie was a fucking awful movie from the jump. I never thought it was good. I think I saw this movie one time, and that was it. I feel like the movie that it's Scary Movie 2. Everyone's seen Scary Movie 2 a bunch of times.
No, Scary Movie 2 is the worst one. What are you guys talking about?
Grab my strong hand, with the
little hand.
Wait. You're gonna get on me for Scary Movie being appropriate, but you're coming with the little strong hand thing. You got to find some consistency here.
But that was funny.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna put
that was way better than Doofy, bro.
Funny. If you're gonna be absurdly funny, at least be funny. This movie is not fun. Not one time did I laugh at watching this movie.
I don't know. I'm there
That's
are a couple
bullshit.
times I laughed. I laughed during this movie. They might have been begrudgingly, but I did laugh a couple times.
I look forward to getting into a heated Scary Movie debate, because I think 2 is trash, but I think 3 is good, and 4, and then the rest of them are garbage. But they're all garbage. But in terms of levels of garbage.
Wow, I think I stopped watching. I don't think I've seen. I haven't seen After Scary Movie 2. What's the one where they're making fun of signs and it's like Charlie Sheen?
3.
That's 3. I've seen a little bit of that, but I've never fully watched that movie.
That one has first time I saw Kevin Hart. I think what we're finding out is a lot of my very limited grasp of I won't call it black culture, that feels wrong, but I'll just say like black comics were from the Scary Movies. So if nothing else, it introduced, because Kevin Hart is hilarious in Scary Movie 3. It's Kevin Hart and Anthony Anderson are in that.
Oh,
movie.
It's Anthony Anderson. Yeah, that's right.
They're both in that movie. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll get back to that. We'll talk about my movie.
Anthony Anderson.
What's that?
I said famously terrible, Anthony Anderson.
Oh wow, okay, I never heard that before. I didn't know he was famously terrible
guy. He's not a chill dude. He does a lot of very problematic stuff.
Oh shit! I did not know that.
Are we gonna have to edit this out?
Nope. I said it with my chest. I wish I would see that skinny fat nigga. Fuck him.
Okay, cool.
I'll give a fuck.
Also, Anthony Anderson, you have no ill will with the FVF podcast. This is just Chris Eddins speaking.
Chris, he's our next week's guest.
Well, if you call him out for the things that I know about that I'm not going to say on this thing, because I want us to have a fun time.
Hold on. Well, let's have a fun time, and let's talk about my movie, About Last Night, which is a remake of a 1986 film. Where this was a time, I think, from like the early 2000s to the mid 2000s. Where it was like, all right, black people need more movies. We need more black representation. So what did they do? They just remake movies with black people. They just remake white movies with black people. This happens to be one of those instances, and it's a rom-com. People might be surprised that I picked a rom-com movie, but the way I was exposed to this movie, I watched this movie at my mom's house. It was kind of a Regina Hall trifecta type of day, a Regina Hall, Kevin Hart type of day. She had About Last Night, Think Like a Man, and Think Like a Man 2, all on bootleg. And we watched all 3 of them one Saturday afternoon. And man, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I was very skeptical. I was like, Mom, I do not want to watch this fucking rom-com movie with Kevin Hart and fucking, Regina Hall, whatever. And this movie is about Danny Martin, who was played by Michael Ealy. He is a down. What's that?
Say Mr. Green Eyes.
Mr. Green Eyes. He is down and out. He is still hurt over a past relationship. It's been months, maybe even a year since he got out of a relationship. And he starts the movie by going on a double date with his friend Kevin Hart named Bernie Litgo, and he's taking him to come tag along with this woman that he has met, who was a crazy freak, wild woman, and he just wants to, bring somebody else because she's bringing her friend. This woman is Regina Hall, who is Joan, and Joan is a character. They both are. I feel like Michael Ealy and Joy Bryant, who plays Debbie Sullivan, the love interest. The movie it's a Michael Ealy, Joy Bryant movie, but they're the romance, and the comedy is Kevin Hart and Regina Hall. And it is, man, I mean, these two, I see why they were in multiple movies together, but when Kevin Hart and Regina Hall were just on screen at the same time, it was just like electric. It was just comedy. It was fun. You couldn't help but watch and laugh. And overall, as a movie, it's a rom-com story, love, falling out of love, will they, won't they type situation. And normally that's not my steez, but I feel like this movie is done very well. I felt for all the characters, and I actually really like this movie a lot. Chris, your feelings?
Yeah, it's good. It's a good rom-com. I mean, they do the honeymooners dynamic. There's the Kevin Hart is the crazy, and Regina are the crazy ones who go, oh, it's just about fucking, and then they end up falling for each other, while the Michael Ealy's dramatic, handsome ass is falling in love like stereotypical romance style, and they switch and swerve as one breaks up, the other ones are getting together, blah blah blah, and then they end up just happy together. It's a fun, easy watch. I do have irritation with that point in time that Leonard was talking about, from like 2000 to it was like 2000 and like
it was like 2005 to 2000. Yeah,
it was like, longer than that. It was like 2016. Yeah. They just remade anything that was white and just said, let's throw some Negroes in this. And then like the honeymooners specifically with Cedric the Entertainer, and then Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. They did it with fucking with Bernie Mac. Like they just took all of these. Like it, and like the funeral, like to the funeral.
Exactly. I was gonna bring up the funeral.
The British movie, they remade that with all black people. Like they were just like, well, black people don't go to the movies.
There was there was an Ice Cube, right? Right. I think it was Ice Cube. Where it's like, "Are We Done Yet?" Which was like some like old Cary Grant movie that they remade about trying to like fix up a hat. It was like the sequel to "Are We There Yet?" Yeah, you guys are dead on. It's what's funny is that I'm looking up both movies on IMDb for when we reference some of the stats later, and the poster has Kevin Hart twice, but the second one they use his little sexy Halloween outfit.
They're using the Halloween
got the bow tie. And I'm like, if I was Kevin Hart's like, one of the biggest names in Hollywood. I'd be like, I would have nixed that. If he had a little bit more power in 2014, he's probably like, that's not going on the poster. Don't put that.
He probably requested that picture on the poster.
No, but it's not enough to be full body. You just see the top of his chest and the little bow tie. He looks like
that's enough.
Like a Christmas. He just popped out of a cake. Like he's just.
He looks like a Christmas ornament.
So we both supposedly picked comedies, and
accurate. That was an accurate.
These movies came out 14 years apart. Very, very different movies. It's funny that you talk about the Wayans brothers, because one of my favorite parts of Scary Movie was the end, and but not the ending of the film, but when
just that it ended. That was Chris's favorite part.
Yeah. I mean, it was that honestly was my favorite part, but. When they're doing the classic Scream scene where Billy reveals that like the whole plot and plan, and that they're gonna stab each other.
Yes,
that scene was actually pretty funny. But when he's like,
the Wayans brothers was
he canceled the Wayans. Yeah, when
you didn't even get a final episode.
And I felt that, because as a child, my favorite television show as a kid, I would say the older I got, like Martin, I liked more, but like as a kid, Martin wasn't on as much as the Wayans brothers was. It was like every afternoon, the Wayans brothers and the Jamie Foxx show would come on back to back on UPN. and I would watch that every single day. And those are two of my favorite shows.
We're happy and we're singing.
We're singing and we're colored.
Give me a high five.
And you got to do boom, 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 boom.
Jamie Foxx show I think is an underrated.
Is an underrated show. I always say this.
And not enough people talk about it.
If Jamie Foxx was white, he'd probably be the biggest star in Hollywood because he can do it all.
Because he is one of the most talented men.
I was about to say he's done pretty well being. I get what you're saying, but like he is one of the biggest stars in Hollywood.
I would say he would be the biggest star.
Yeah,
because
if he was white, it'd be different, boy. Because the man he can do everything. He can do impressions. He's a good comic. He's not a comic. He's a good comic. He can sing. He's
act. Classically trained, literally in music.
Anything that you
he can play the piano. He can dance. Like he could be on SNL. He's been on in Living Color. He's been on sketch shows. He's had his own TV show, starred in the movies. His album, man, bro. One of his which one? It's the one that came out in like 05, 06. That album is good as fuck, man. It's like 10. Like it's just crazy. Anyways, we got off a little tangent with Jamie Foxx.
He has the ability to channel Ray Charles.
Yeah. I mean, this man pulled Katie Holmes away from Tom Cruise. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
I mean, anybody could have pulled Katie Holmes away from Tom Cruise. That's not.
I don't know if it was pulling so much as he unlocked the door.
Yeah. Katie Holmes was running out of that house, and he happened to be standing there. Like that was a really big.
There was a lot of running in this scary movie. I can't. Transition. I don't know. Maybe Chris has seen it enough, but I don't believe that Chris didn't laugh when he was like, "This is black news. They just killed some white kids, and we getting the fuck out of here." And then the van takes. You didn't laugh?
I didn't. I can see why you would think I would laugh at that, but I did laugh at that. Okay. The one time it did steal a chuckle from me is when they murder the dude, and she's doing the
pageant.
And she's she's about to act the scene out.
Yes.
She's like, oh my God. Oh, what the fuck?
Okay.
Yeah. They're like, damn. That
was a really,
like, all right,
that was written well. That was funny.
I was like, that's a good setup. That's a good setup and a great execution for a joke. I was like, I'll give you that. Like,
what's her name? Shannon. What's her name?
Shannon
Elizabeth?
Was it Shannon Elizabeth? Thank you. Yeah, I was like Shannon Doherty, but it wasn't her. Yeah.
From American Pie.
Yep.
Yes.
Dude, scary movie again. All right. I don't know how much space we're going to reserve for scary movie, but if you look at like those main the people, the teens, whatever, like this movie. Okay, so Regina Hall was in a couple things that I didn't see because I have a lot of blind spots. But this movie definitely broke Anna Faris. Anna Faris wasn't in shit before this movie.
I mean, you can still say, I honestly feel like you can still say this kind of broke Regina Hall because white people watch this movie. Because white people watch this movie.
To a somewhat wider audience.
Just stop doing that. That's what makes me mad. That's the whole point that we just said, that they keep remaking white movies and putting black people in. Because they like, look, shit don't matter unless white people see the shit. Okay? And these niggas ain't never seen these white movies. So let's just put black people in it. So
but I mean,
you wouldn't call Scary Movie a white movie, would you?
White people see the shit doesn't mean that it is now legitimate. Okay?
But it's a Wayans Bros movie.
I'm not saying
this is a Wayans Bros movie.
This isn't saying that it legitimized her, but I'm saying it brought new eyes to her, a larger public. This is a Wayans Brothers movie, but this, the Wayans Brothers by this time are popular culture, our main culture, which therefore is white culture. So they're in the white sector.
That's fair. I guess I'm just saying it feels unfair to them to call this a white, like it's written and directed by, but that's a significant thing.
But also,
I wouldn't call it a white movie, but
I didn't call it a white movie. I said it's a corny.
It's just to white people.
It's offensive to everybody.
I'm just saying white people had more of a chance of. I was saying white people had more of a chance of seeing this and knowing about this than The Best Man, or maybe not Loving Basketball, but maybe The Best Man for sure.
Okay, cool, whatever. The Wayans brothers are fucking shit versions of their fucking dad and uncle, or their brother. Actually, it's fucking insane that fucking one of them is so old. Like I keep forgetting how old they are. Like they wrote two of these, and then the Weinsteins took the franchise over, and they were like, "We want you to do X, Y, Z to it," and they were like, "We don't want to do that," and so then they just started print and copying these movies. So they only made the first two.
I think history,
and that's probably why I stopped watching.
following a long history of black creators, these movies were taken and given to white guys. They had the guys that did Airplane and The Naked Gun do the third and fourth, and now I don't know, they don't make them anymore. But no, these movies, it wasn't. I think like a million people wrote this movie. Sean and Marlon definitely wrote it, and some other people. But
there were 6 writers.
It was directed by Keenan Ivory Wayans. It wasn't just Sean and Marlon
in there too, right?
Yeah, with the Amistad too.
But that's why I just can't give full credit to like it being a Wayans brothers movie, because that just this negates how funny that family is. Okay, because In Living Color is actually one of the best sketch shows of all time. Okay, like the movies that like Keenan shot in his
Blank Man,
bro, hilarious movies. Like these are very funny movies, and I'm like, if you compare these to those. Like if you're like, oh, I don't want to see Blank Man, it's made by the same niggas. Like you're gonna disrespect how funny.
All right, who's the best Wayans? Who's the best Wayans?
Oh, well, we've had a version of this conversation before. I'm gonna go last.
I'm gonna go first. I think it's Damon. Damon Wayans is the best Wayans. His stand-up, he's the best stand-up out of everybody. My Wife and Kids, amazing. Low Down Dirty Shame, amazing. Blank Man, amazing. What is it? The Recruit, or is it The Rookie? Like he can do dramatic.
It already?
I didn't say Major Pain, which is a movie that I have chosen before. Like, I don't think anything beats Damon singularly, because it's like Sean and Marlon need each other, and Keenan Ivory was more.
Yeah, they're kind of a tandem, right? I feel like they're.
You have to give Keenan credit though for.
I was gonna say
putting everybody on, dog. Like Keenan made In Living Color, and like his career opened the door for all these motherfuckers doing.
He's the director.
Get You Sucker is hilarious. You know what I mean? Yeah. The Low Down Dirty Shame. Like he had a lot of heat too. So relax. And like, Don't Be a Menace. That's also, he directed that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, the man also nice as well. The thing that they've done, genius as a family, Hollywood family, is that everybody is touching it. Everybody getting paid. Like if you're in that family, they're going to make sure you have some part of it involved. So you can't really highlight one over the other, but I would have to give it to them. I think Keenan and Damon are tied. I don't think you can say one is more than the other one, because I think the reason the Wayans family is both of them. I don't think it's one more than the other. I think it's both of them together.
And they needed each other. Like Keenan's the director, he's the one more behind the camera and the writer, and Damon's the star. He's
exactly. And Damon also knows how to handle like business wise in Hollywood more than Keenan does, because Keenan famously goes, "Fuck these white motherfuckers. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do," which doesn't exactly get you the money that you need to make. So like everybody plays their part. Also, Damon Wayans Jr. is fucking hilarious. So,
I was going to say Damon Wayans Jr., but I was like, you guys are just going to make fun of me. But Damon Wayans Jr. is fucking hilarious. Yeah. And also, like, it's multi-generational now, right? I mean, like,
yeah. It's like cousins and nephews and shit now. Like, if you're somewhat funny in the Wayans, they had that show on BET. The younger Wayans have their own show.
They have a cousin who's a stand-up comedian. I forget her name. But
yep.
She has a really funny bit about like, I'm a Wayans, but not one of them. Like she's like, I'm poor. Those niggas are rich. It's like they're just funny as intergenetics, man. I don't know. Like,
how did you feel, Quinn, about watching About last night? This is your first time seeing it, I guess.
It was my first time seeing it, and I'm not trying to put my hater shades on because Chris Crane for me. I found it a largely unremarkable movie, other than a couple things. Michael Ealy is perhaps the most handsome man on the face of the planet. I've seen him in other things. I don't know if I've ever seen a movie where he was the lead. Surprise, surprise. But I was like, this dude is very handsome and charming and all that. I like him. And everybody's great, actually. Joy Bryan is great, too. I don't know that I'd seen her in much before. Obviously, I know Kevin Hart and Regina Hall. But I'll say the parts of the movie that I actually enjoyed. It felt like a pretty paint-by-numbers rom-com that was, like, fine. Like, otherwise not too memorable for me. But the parts that were funniest were the parts where I thought the script was kind of weak. And so the funniest parts felt like they just put the camera on Kevin Hart and Regina Hall, and they were just like, you guys just 100%. Make this funnier. Yeah, like any scene where they're hooking up or having sex or just arguing, like that little bit at the very end of the movie where they're talking about like, or actually this is just Kevin Hart, actually. I guess Regina Hall steps away for this scene, but when he's like talking about her cooking and he's like giving her the back, like the parts where they're riffing are the best parts of the movie, I think, no doubt. And Michael Ealy and Joy Bryant don't really do that so much. So while they're both good, nice to look at, and they're good performers, I did not feel as much of a like kick in those scenes, but whenever Regina Hall and Kevin Hart are on screen, I was like, okay, now the movie has a little bit of energy. You know what I'm saying? Like that
as
was
you
part
know, improviser Quinn boys, you need a straight man for your fucking chaos. Okay, so if you have
indeed.
Kevin Hart, Regina Hall, you gotta have their opposites.
You do indeed, no doubt.
The boring pretty people. Like you need the boring pretty people to be like, I want to be like them, and then you need the funny goofy friends, and they like, and also, I agree. It is just a rom-com. It's a whatever movie. Like it's not the greatest movie I've ever seen. I actually was going to come on here and say both of y'all suck and just list all the movies you should have picked other than these movies.
Can we do that? Because I feel like we've done Regina Hall dirty, and we need to talk about all the movies that we did not like. Our previous last week's guest, Jason Hellerman, when he found out about this prompt, he DM'd me and he's like, "Oh, which one of you picked Support the Girls?" Like one of the few movies where Regina Hall is the sole build lead star, and I was like, neither of us have seen that movie. Like we are ill-equipped for this prompt.
That's like a newer movie, though. That's a newer movie.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. But I mean,
we done recently, but it is mad funny that you went, not neither.
Well, I knew when we had a couple of potential prompts when you picked this one, I was like, Leonard and I are going to look bad because whichever movie. Well, actually, I knew I was going to look bad, and then when you picked this movie, I was like, I haven't even heard of this movie, so I was like, we're probably leaving a lot of better movies on the cutting room floor here. Chris, do you want to talk about some Regina Hall movies that you would have picked or that you think might have made more sense?
Yeah, I definitely would have picked, if you wanted to do the rom-com, the romantic lame Love and Basketball, as previously stated. Any of the barbershop movies would have been a better choice, even 3, and I think that's the worst barbershop. Shaft, just because it's funny.
Damn.
Again,
hold on, I feel bad. Hold on,
Shaft actually good.
Wait a second.
No.
I feel really bad.
No.
Wait a second. Regina Hall's in the barbershop movies? I do not remember.
Yeah, bro. Type in Regina Hall right now. Google it. Yeah, she is in the barbershop movies.
I've never seen a barbershop movie. Surprise, surprise. But I know that Regina Hall is in the barbershop movies. Isn't she like I don't know. I want to know. Oh, sorry. Keep going,
I need to say the one because this is the one that is the true winner. Is law-abiding citizen. Yes, that's the one you should have picked. That is the best one. That is the winner. That is the best movie. The most entertaining one that she's in.
That was
but she doesn't have that much screen time in that one.
Yes, but it also features, as we said, the man, the myth, the legend, Jamie Foxx as well. But I'm just saying, what a coincidence. If you want to do just Regina Hall, flexing and being the funny like main part, the Girls Trip would have been a better choice.
I know. I was deciding between Girls Trip and About Last Night, but once you chose Scary Movie, I was like, I'm gonna go with this other movie that I really like. So I just chose that. But Girls Trip, I feel like Girls Trip is the answer. Also, Quinn, if you wanted to do even a goofy choice, you should have fucking done Malibu's Most Wanted, which is actually funny.
No, that movie's
and
trash.
It's still goofy. It's still goofy as fuck, but it's funny.
I'm not picking Jamie Kennedy. If I ever pick a Jamie Kennedy movie, just staple the L to my forehead. I'm not picking. I'd rather go down swinging with Scary Movie.
I just want to let y'all know that y'all are both wrong. Regina Hall is not in any barbershop movies.
Oh shit!
It's on her IMDb, bro. Look it up.
I am physically looking at her IMDb right now.
I'm talking like Macho Man Randy Savage
because I'm literally looking at it and I've scrolled through it and she was not.
I'm about to send you this picture. Of it saying barbershop, and we keep moving on. It's just going to be there after.
Send it to me because she ain't.
I am also now scrolling Regina Hall's IMDb, and I am not seeing Barbershop. So, yes, Barbershop, the next cut.
I can't wait to take this picture and send it to you.
The next cut?
Asshole.
What is
Barbershop, the next cut?
What is that? Get out of here!
What sequel, nigga?
What year?
What do you mean? It's a sequel to a
2016.
franchise because I don't know if you know.
2016.
Well, I will say that's probably not the barbershop movie people think about when they think barbershop, but on a technicality, Chris wins this one. I gotta say.
Okay, that's trash. Anyways, I'm down there looking through like 2001, 2003 when Barbershop came out. I'm like, I am not seeing Barbershop.
I don't have many scary movie specifics that I feel like we need to hit, especially since Chris hated. But I do want to go to the point of the most passion, and so I have a couple things I want. Chris, can you tell me a little bit? Maybe it was unremarkable. Maybe there's nothing there. But like, you texted us midweek, and you said, "You know what? I can find out exactly what you said. Hang on, 2 seconds." You said, and I'm quoting, "Fuck whichever of you made me watch a scary movie." I was going to wait to say this on the pod, but I hate you, which didn't make me feel good. But is there something about the viewing experience? This text came in late at night. What was your viewing experience like? And had you seen this movie before? Surely you'd seen it once, like
I for
years
sure
ago.
had seen it a mad long ago, and I thought that Scary Movie 2 was Scary Movie 1. And I remember parts of Scary Movie, like when they made fun of the Nike basketball commercial where they were like dribbling and doing the shit. That was mad funny. Like the Grab My Strong Hand, when they were just making fun of a lot of movies that I was watching at that time. And I was like, okay, this is funny. But it was like it was when fucking which Wayans is that? Is that Sean or Marlon, the taller one?
Which one was it? Smokey? Was
the one who's dating, or the guy who's dating Regina?
Sean.
That's Sean.
When Sean goes, "Does this shirt make me look gay?" And he's like, "No, dude." And then he flips it inside out. And he's like, "Does this make me look gay?" And he's like, "No, dude." And then he was like, "All right, bet." And then closed the door. I was like, "What the fuck am I watching?" I was like, "What is this?"
Like literally the beginning of the movie.
Doubled down that when they're making fun of "I Know What You Did Next Summer," where he was like, he was like, "Oh, I love when you play with my ass." And then he goes, she goes, "I'm not playing with your ass." And he goes, "What the fuck, bro?" And he pulls his hand out and does this suction noise. I was like, fuck this movie, dog. Fuck this piece of shit fucking movie. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I hate this shit. And then it was, it's just everything that they thought was, it's like when you watch a bad improv scene, you're like, this is why people don't like improv. What is this goofy shit?
Except this was scripted. Scripted.
Which makes it even worse.
Yeah, they started out rough. Go ahead, Clint.
I'm having trouble reconciling the scary movie. And listen, it just comes down to personal taste. But like you said, that the Nike basketball scene, I have seen, and I remember Scary Movie 2. The Nike basketball scene is they just do that commercial. There's no real extra joke. How is that any different than the what's up? Like, at least they changed the facial expression on the Ghostface killer mask. They're doing a little bit more.
I think Chris
work.
is coming a little too hard for the what's up, because that made sense.
I feel like I'm just saying, I just feel like a lot of what you're saying about Scary Movie has to apply to Scary Movie 2, right? I mean, it's the same.
Yeah.
Everybody's the same.
Look, I'm not saying Scary Movie 2 should win any fucking awards. I'm just saying if I have
better
the choice between a very stinky, huge pile of shit and just a dried out pile of shit, I'm gonna take the dried out pile of shit because it doesn't smell bad. You know what I mean? Like, I laughed more times in Scary Movie 2 than I did in Scary Movie. And if they're comedies, that's the only barometer. I think they're both equally garbage. I don't like any of these movies. I told
you not to disturb me when I'm cleaning my room. Does nothing for you?
Not at all. Not at all.
Holy shit. I just looked at the Rotten Tomato for Scary Movie versus Scary Movie 2, and it is wild.
Of course, dude, Scary Movie 2 is worse. Every metric's going to tell you that. I'm sorry. You guys are wrong.
I'm actually upset about the whole lane of movie that these fucking things created.
That's true.
Fucking spoof movies, like Big Movie, like everything that is a
superhero movie, not another.
I fucking hate it.
They made
teen movies actually kind of funny.
They made those trip movies too. They made a trip movie spoof, like the Euro Trip type and all that. They made too many. It was.
Where do you guys stand on not another teen movie?
That's funny. That's a funny movie.
That's a funny movie. Okay.
Is that the one?
I agree with you. Yeah, that's one. Chris Evans.
That one's funny. That is.
I don't remember it.
No, because that one, unlike this, like at least it plays like Don't Be a Menace plays like a spoof, as in like here's the movie, and it's like, all right, we're gonna make this part absurd. Like the parts about the real movie that are absurd, they heighten to actually absurd, as opposed to everything is crazy town in this movie. From the beginning, from the first shot, you are in cuckoo town. And it's like, what is happening, bro? Like Dawson calling in the window and be like, oh, wrong set. Like, what the fuck, nigga? What the fuck are we doing here? Like, what is this
We're
movie?
making
the
jokes.
The whole scene where the dad is like, oh yeah, I'm about to go talk
that was wild too.
To Escobar. He's like, your Uncle Escobar. What do you cut it with? Baking soda. Boo, 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 boo.
You love that joke. You've loved that joke since you were 8 years old. Yeah.
2 years old. Since you were 2 years old.
I clearly have more affection for this movie, but I will not defend its politics or its racism, sexism, gender, like everything you say is everything. Correct.
I think they made fun of black people so they could do all the other fucked up shit that they did in this movie. So I understand that it's racist.
You know,
they were like, we have to make fun of niggas so that we can make these other jokes.
I love that, you know, for the best Regina Hall movie, we chose a movie where she gets stabbed by a movie theater full of white people. Just love to see that. That was great.
Okay, because I was going to save this. I was going to save this, and this is going to be like, we can move on.
Let's just go ahead. Should we just go ahead and get into how well does this hold up?
Well, no, because we got to talk more about. But like that scene, sure, is problematic. But like you don't think she's funny in that scene. You don't think Regina Hall, the comedian, is being funny.
Hilarious in that scene.
I just want to get it on the record
because it's sandwiched. Her comedic performance is sandwiched by Shawn Wayne's having a dick stuck through his ear that pops out his other ear. What the fuck am I watching? What is this fucking movie? Like through a glory hole. He has no brain. He died that way. No, he didn't die. So
yeah, they make you think that he died. It was weird.
What is happening?
I mean, they're all back in Scary Movie 2 alive. I think you guys are taking this. Chris, you're having the Leonard problem. Is you're taking these movies too literally. These movies are not about any kind of sense.
Rubbing off on me because we started doing this other podcast. Maybe that is the case. I'm just hating, but I can't get over this one. It just had too many things where I was like, nope. Suspension no longer. Nope. This will leave all the way.
There are so many like of that scene. I gotta give it up because it's the reason I chose this movie. That scene where she is just in the movie theater being like the most obnoxious person in the movie. She's bootlegging the movie. She's talking on the phone. She's doing all the like early 2000s things that were like, but she's so, I don't know. Leonard, you found it funny. What did you appreciate about this scene? I feel like I feel like I can't
out here, Leonard.
No, it's just like if I start saying Shakespeare in Love, then we tread into territory that I don't want to be in. But I'm just saying, like, that shit is funny. I don't know what to tell you. That's funny. She's bootlegging it. She brings up a camcorder previously not seen, and she's just filming the movie. It's also Shakespeare in Love, and she's scared. She's like, "Don't go in there. It's fucking Shakespeare in Love. This movie is not a scary movie. It's great."
Yeah, it's just the way that they played, especially at the beginning when they're like the thing comes up and he's like, "Yeah, don't y'all be talking like, don't say anything."
She literally looks around
like first trying to get on everyone, and then she
some scurry shit.
The scene is a terribly written scene altogether, but she is funny in it as the role, so I can't deny that. And she was funny throughout the movie, but I don't think she wasn't in the movie enough either.
No, she was not.
No, I know another time when I laughed. When Shannon Elizabeth is getting out the car and she was like, why you hang out with her? She was like, she's such a hoe. She's like, oh, don't say that. She just likes to party. She was like, I saw she was at fucking Diddy's party and she fucking was hooking up with, what'd she say? She was like,
he was a background dancer.
He was a background dancer. That's not even a security guard. At least he could get you backstage. And she was just kept ragging her. And then when she came up, she was like, hey, girl. She was like, no. She was like, this bitch fake as hell. She was like, hey, girl. I was like, that's funny. I was like,
yeah. Speaking of, can we, like, that leads into my favorite moment of Regina Hall's in About Last Night, which is when Kevin Hart comes to the Thanksgiving dinner with his new girlfriend who says enchanté to everybody, and she just has like a dozen good lines in a row. My favorite was, if this bitch was any dumber, we'd have to water her. Like, there's so enchanté. That was
oh man, that whole scene, bro. I know this bitch is not wearing the same dress as me.
Yeah, she's wearing the exact same dress as her.
No, I'm storming out. No, I'm storming out. That every scene.
Can you get your things? Can you see that we're storming out right now?
Oh my God. Yeah, the energy between her and Kevin Hart was just too good, man. I mean,
they were in another movie together, weren't they? I feel like, were they in one of the movies?
Yeah, Think Like a Man and Think Like a Man too. Okay. No, are you thinking of Night School? That's Tiffany Haddish.
I haven't seen those movies, so I know they've been in some other movie, but all right, it wasn't that one. That was with Charlie Day. I'm confusing Regina Hall for Charlie Day. My bad. Let's keep going.
What movie is that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. There's movies about school, and I haven't seen any of them, and I'm getting them all mixed up in my mind.
I think you're thinking Night School. It's okay.
All right.
Yeah. I think just from the jump, just like when you were first introduced to Bernie and Joan and about last night, and just like how it's like, all right, this is a double date. These two are just meeting each other, and they just start out just like instantly, or just like, oh yeah, that's why I had her in the bathroom like that. Like just how wild they are, and just like it's like the couple that you like make fun of, but you also kind of want to be like, because they're just like so fucking erratic and fun. But they eventually kind of flame out, and then you think the love story is really about Michael Ealy, and oh man, I forgot her name. Joy Bryant and
Debbie,
and
she spells her name with one B. That was another funny line. Sorry.
Oh, also funny how she was like, she had Terrell Owens was in the movie.
Yeah,
that was funny. Just like a random occurrence. Like, why is this happening? Like, what happened? Where, like, who made that happen? Like, did Terrell have an agent that was like, all right, I'm going to get you in a movie, or like,
did like he needed some money?
Yeah, he was probably fresh out of the league. He was trying to supplement his income. He's just like, let me get in this.
Did Kevin Hart lose some like random bet to Terrell Owens that he had to put him in a movie? Like what happened there?
Not at all. He just needed something. This movie is basically just there's something about Mary. What's the one with Philip Seymour Hoffman where he's like,
Along Came Polly.
Along Came Polly. This is just a whole movie of that scene, which is why this movie is funny. Because Philip Seymour Hoffman makes that whole fucking like trope hilarious. It's the funniest has ever been done is in that movie. And this movie is equal to that level. Like everything that Michael Ealy and them do, I don't give a fuck about. I could fast forward through. It doesn't matter. But like Kevin Hart and Regina Hall are so funny in everything that they are in every time they're on screen that it just makes it better. Because you have to, again, judge these two movies, because they are both comedies, by which one made me laugh more. Like all my anger aside, just which one made me laugh more often, and it is this one.
I love the line
last night.
Like when she was like, "Yeah, Bernie broke up with me," and then she's like telling the story, and then she's like, "Wait, it sounds like you broke up with him," and she's like, "No, he basically broke up with me because I gave him an ultimatum. Either he was going to choose me or his family and his heritage."
He says he's Jewish.
Then he says he's Jewish, and she couldn't meet his family. Oh my god, man! That like even like just like. They're not in the scene together, but they're cutting back and forth to their two conversations. It's still electric. Like, it's crazy. They're just both so good.
Shouts to Joe Lo Truglio, who plays a key role.
Oh my god, yeah,
a key role in a lot of like I feel like black-led romantic comedies, which is you need a white guy who tries to relate to black guys by being like, "What is up, my brothers?" Like, it's a thankless role, but someone's got to do it. He does.
Yeah, no, he was funny. He was funny to play off of Kevin for sure. I did think that like Michael ain't have to flip the desk, man. He ain't have to flip the desk, but
I didn't understand that scene exactly.
Yeah,
I was like, is he doing this because he wants to get fired, or is he also like letting out some anger here?
I think he's also letting out some anger.
It's a little underwritten, but
that was an artist choice by Michael Ealy.
You think so? You think he chose to flip that desk? Just
this is gonna sell it. This is gonna be the move.
What is Michael Ealy's most famous role, guys? That's a genuine question.
I would say this for me.
I think TV is where he would be the most known for, actually.
Okay.
Like more than any movie.
What show is he? Because I feel like
Takers?
Which?
Takers.
Oh yeah, Takers. I forgot about Takers.
Yeah. Idris and everybody in it.
He should be in more stuff. Bottom line.
He's also Think Like a Man. He's also like one of the leads in Think. Oh, Barbershop. That was his. I feel like his coming out. His breakout.
Fast and Furious.
Oh wow, didn't realize he was in Too Fast, Too Furious.
Ladder. Being Mary Jane, I knew that because I worked on that show. He was on that for a long time. The following. Yeah, he just hit a lot of TV, man. He was just a hot dude and just did a lot of TV. Californication, The Good Wife, Flash Forward.
He does seem
collecting these TV checks, man.
He does seem like an actor who gets a lot of like supporting roles in probably white led stuff, and because he's handsome and non-threatening. So it's nice that he was able to like lead a movie in this case. You know what I mean? Like, I think his resume, not to say Barbershop, like we listed a lot of those movies, but yeah, if you like see him on like, I think he's on that Netflix show with Kristen Bell now where she plays
I don't know what the studio deal was, but I think it's very funny that Michael Ealy, Kevin Hart, and Regina Hall are in like 3 movies together in between 2012 and 2014. They're in Think Like a Man, About Last Night, and then Think Like a Man 2. So
I think it's funny you watched all these movies with your mom, but was it weird watching this very sexual movie with your mom?
We know Leonard's history with movies in his book. No, it wasn't.
I do.
My mom is weird. My mom, anytime there's anything sexual, she's like, and like tries to fast forward. It's like, stop! Like, get out of here, man! Don't play that. Don't play me like that. Be uncomfortable. Be uncomfortable.
My mom was very adamantly clear that I could not have a girlfriend, and she was like, "You better not never get no girl pregnant." It made me very deathly afraid to talk to women, but we would watch True Blood together. Like, and I don't know if you've ever seen True Blood,
a lot of sex.
90% of the show is people fucking. And it was like, well, what the fuck? Like, how are we supposed to just be comfortable watching this? But then I can't go talk to a girl for real? What's happening here?
Hey,
so
man,
I guess that's just the mom dynamic. They just got to be.
Yeah, you had to get entrenched somehow.
It's crazy.
It's like, if you can't talk to him in real life, I need you to at least be able to see what's going on out here. Okay, I want you to be prepared in some type of way.
To fuck like a vampire? The sweet head thing.
Now, when you're doing this, Chris, you probably won't bite the neck to draw blood, but in this case, it's okay.
Do you watch Atlanta, Quinn?
I've watched the first 2 seasons. I'm behind on season 3.
You haven't watched the 3rd season? Okay.
No, not yet.
I was
kind of banking them, and then I'll just watch them.
There's a surprise guest of Alexander Skarsgård, who's from True Blood.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah, he's like the white Michael Ealy.
Except they give him big movies. This man was Tarzan.
I would give Idris the white Skarsgård.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I feel like that's more equatable. Yeah.
You know, reasonable people
Michael
can disagree.
While is a handsome man, he don't got the talents like that. He not out here.
Yeah,
like,
that's true. But also Tarzan bombed. Nobody saw that movie.
But the Northman was a fire movie. Like
Tarzan made was
a lot of money. Also, Tarzan, the Skarsgårds are a family of fucking act. You know what I mean? Like, his dad is in fire shit. His brother is in fire shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they out here.
His brother's the It clown. Can you imagine being as handsome as Alexander Skarsgård and your brother is the clown from It? Like, that's a tough family reunion.
You know, this creepy motherfucker can do that smile for real. That's not a CG thing. He just like, his lips just go up that high. He can just do that for real. I'd have been like, demon, the fuck out of here.
I mean, he didn't even read for the part. He just came into the room and smiled, and they're like, "You got it, great."
Exactly what I would have done. I'd have been like, "Okay, all y'all can go home." They asked why.
That had to be rough, though, man. You had to learn some type of trick or some type of like gimmick when your older brother is Alexander Skarsgård. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking hot and get it.
And your dad was Stellan Skarsgård. Like, yeah, I mean, who is not a looker?
Stellan Skarsgård is ugly as fuck.
Like, I thought we were talking ability, not attractiveness. Let's dive into our criteria, Leonard. Let's get the ball moving here. How pop cultural impact? I think I have you in this movie. I think even judging through the prism of like black movies, people don't remember About Last Night.
No.
Kevin Hart doesn't remember.
They don't even remember the original.
Yeah,
which is it had Rob Lowe, Demi Moore, Jim Belushi. Who else was in it? There's somebody else.
Jim Belushi. They're watching it on TV in this movie. Did you catch that?
They did? At what point?
It was when they're like hooking up and it's on TV and she goes, "Oh, you like chick flicks, huh?" And he goes, "No, this is a man's movie." It's some movie with Rob Lowe. I assumed it must have been about
and Elizabeth
the
Perkins. Yeah,
The
it
rock,
had to
paper,
have been
scissors
it.
scene was also really funny.
The rock paper scissors
scene and the Halloween thing. Those are some of my favorite scenes. Like,
yeah, about which one is gonna get on top.
I gotta be on the side now. So.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious. They both went scissors. Yeah, whoever wrote that joke, that was hilarious. That was great.
I'm telling you, I think they just kept the camera on them and then just came up with shit. I'd be very surprised.
I feel like that scene was probably written. The
Okay.
rock paper scissors scene probably was written in the side. But Mini Mike, he's Mini Mike, and I love how she was just messing with his head, and she's like, "I told those girls that you had herpes," and he's like, "Joan, I do not have herpes," and he just yells it out for everybody to hear.
It's like the most 2014 movie of all time because there's a John Legend reference, and I think they play a John Legend song. There's a Bruno Mars
3 times.
There's I Should Have Bought You Flowers by Bruno Mars, and they're talking about House and fucking Magic Mike.
Question. What does the John Legend of penises mean? I meant to ask that question, but we just kept it moving. Like, is
impressive, but non.
Play the piano.
Yeah, music.
I think it's cute.
It has perfect pitch.
It's cute.
Non-threatening.
Non-threatening, but talented.
It sounds like above average, but not like, oh, I'm in trouble. What'd you just say?
Non-threatening.
Hey, some people got threatening dicks, I guess.
Never mind.
What did you just say? I heard it. I heard it. You can rewind it. It'll be there.
I think I heard it too, but I'm gonna be.
We're gonna stay away from that one.
I think we've talked about Scary Movie's impact. It just spawned a dozen movies over the next decade that were all
huge
worse.
Pop cultural influence.
Except for Scary Movie 3.
Scary Movie 2 was on Comedy Central 24/7.
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
So
barbershops.
Anna Faris went on to be, pretty famous. I think we talked about some of the cast.
The House Bunny.
House Bunny was really funny, actually.
I don't think I actually really watched it. I don't think. I
watched
it.
Now I don't know where to place you, Chris. Chris came in here like, I don't know what Quinn's all about. I'm getting more and more confused by Chris as this podcast goes on.
These are all movies that I've watched on bootleg with my cousins.
Okay.
Your cousins had the House Bunny bootleg?
Bro, they just got them in bulk, I think, because they just had a big ass sleeve of bootlegs, and then whatever was on, we was watching. Like it wasn't really any option there, so you had to watch it.
Quinn, have you ever watched a bootleg DVD?
Yeah, okay. My uncle used to buy them. He would and he'd put them on, and I don't know if what the quality of your guys' bootlegs when you were watching it was, but this was legit Regina Hall in Scary Movie filming Shakespeare in Love. Like you could see the audio is shit, and he'd be like, "You want to watch X2, like the new X-Men or whatever?" And I'd be like, "Yeah." And then I'd be like, "Oh, this isn't even. I don't even want to watch this." Which is maybe I was a stuck-up kid, but I did not like it.
No, our bootlegs were fire. They were like rips.
It was not like
handheld.
Oh, you never experienced the handheld?
It was like
bootleg?
camcorder shit.
Oh, I've experienced the handheld bootleg before you could rip it offline. Yeah,
no,
those days were rough. You saying that makes me think of when I be on these porn websites and the people in the comics be like, "Man, somebody got the 1080 version of this."
Anybody got the non-rips? It's also hilarious that you're in the comment section of the porn.
I always read the comments because I think it's ludicrous. I mean, first of all, it's ridiculous that I read the comics, but I think it's ludicrous that people leave comments on these porn sites. It's so funny to me. And the comics always be the same, who is this? And it's it's in the title. It says who it is. The porn star is tagged in the video. Just look, man. And sometimes it's no one knows who it is. Okay, stop asking who is this. Stop commenting on. They'll be commenting on scenes and shit. Hold on, I got two cats fighting right now. Give me one.
These people.
Porn video you watching or are you?
That's a comment. I got two cats fighting right now. Okay. These people in porn comments make accounts. They come up with clever usernames just to be you call that a cum shot? I feel like it's a very specific type that's leaving comments on a porn video.
Call that a cum shot.
Just to.
It is a different type of problem to go through the time to create an account to then post like a neg on a video that the niggas never see. It's like you did so much work to just be speaking into the oblivion. Like no one's ever gonna see that.
I just want to go on the record. I think people who leave YouTube comments are a little weird. Someone who leaves a PornTube comment is just also, I don't understand the psychology.
People go to porn conventions and that's fucking weird.
People be on Spank Bang arguing with each other in the comments. What are you doing, bro?
People just like to argue. That's what that proves. Even when you're about to masturbate, the fucking need to argue with someone supersedes that. Like you just gotta be like, you get a bigger dose of dopamine from arguing with someone.
I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a certain type of production company or whatever that I like to watch, and there's this one dude.
Shut him out. Shut him out.
Net video girls. So there's the net video girls where they come in and they pretend like it's they're there for an interview to be in a music video with Drake, and then it turns into a porn audition, and
it's the slightly less problematic casting couch. That's your favorite.
Slightly less problematic. This is an evolution from casting couch to net video girls, and and there's always this one dude for, I swear, like at least a year or two. Every time, because I never pay for net video girls, I just go to Spank Bang, and then he comments on every single net video girl video that pops up. Net video girls is ruining all these girls. They come in, they do this one video, and they never do anything. They're ruining all these girls. These girls never shoot again after they shoot with net video girls. Like every single time he comes in and complain about net video girls, or then he'll complain like, "Oh, Chris is so lame. He doesn't ever like really get into it. He never like he'll be complaining about this dude."
This is an off day for Jessica.
That's so funny.
I feel like if I was going to be one of those people, I would just go to be like a crank, like kind of a like I'd just be like, this video is called Bang Bus, but this is kind of a van. Like I'd just go and just make like little just little corrections.
That's actually a really good one. That was really good.
Honestly, I think this dude who was doing it was troll. I think he was troll. It had to have been a troll job, because if not, this dude was legit insane.
Okay, this is a before. There's two answers to this question, unless you think the answer is during. But do you think most people who comment on porn videos, it's before or after they have achieved satisfaction?
Before, for sure.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
I am now 49 days removed from porn. I don't watch it anymore. It's not good for you.
50 days you get your chip.
That's tomorrow. I better get a fucking chip. But let me tell you what. Finding the right video takes a lot of time. Okay, so when you're trying to find that video, you can read the comments, nigga, because you're like, I gotta find something else, and then you just get distracted, and you're like, oh fuck, let's see what they talking about down here. It's a nice little Discord about this fucking gangbang. Girls is so funny.
All right, so that was pop culture.
Also, I did see a scary movie rip on Pornhub once.
Oh shit! Oh, by the way, I should say, like, fun. I fully saw Scary Movie for the first time before I bought the DVD. Surprise, surprise! But I saw Scary Movie the first time, like downloading it off LimeWire. So it was a bootleg version of that movie that I saw, just to go full circle on that. Which is kind of how you deserve to see it. Download it on LimeWire in low bit rate. Just, you know.
How well do these movies hold up? I'll tell you, one holds
not
up
at all,
than
but
the other.
Let me tell you that.
There is a character named Mrs. Man in one of the movies, and their testicles fall out of their skirt.
Oh God, I forgot.
Bruh,
yeah.
That was wild. The fucking leg cross where they did the fucking, what is that, Fatal Attraction?
Yeah, and then the stretched out long ball sack falls out.
Insanity. I would also argue neither of these movies hold up well. Like, About Last Night is so extremely of its time. It's not like a rom-com taken out of time that is like timeless.
I do feel like a little
like that, but this one is definitely not.
A lot of like Kevin Hart's like, and I understand, listen, if you're going for accuracy or if you're going for like rom-com, but I was surprised, to your point, Chris, a lot of the like, you know, you got 5. That's 5 pieces of pussy over there. And then I was like, I probably wouldn't. You probably wouldn't like go quite so harsh, even if that is something someone might say. I don't know. There was a few moments that.
But I will say that like Bernie,
that's the character.
Kevin Hart's character literally felt like all of my friends from like 2007 to like 2012. Like it was hilarious. Like everything he said, it was like, yo, this is wild.
And then in 2013, you stopped hanging out with those guys.
Cats. There's niggas that still talk like this today. I hear them all the time. Like
this is true.
Hear them shouting.
This is true
because it's always short dudes like Kevin Hart in this movie. We're always yelling some shit like this. You like, all right, bro, relax, dude.
Oh, I'm not. In fact, I feel like the knock against it, quote unquote, holding up is that it's too like. I feel like they would self-censor that sort of thing. They'd just be like, those are fine. Those are 5 fine ladies over there. Like they'd make it worse. You know what I mean? To make it less realistic. To make it less
That's only if there's a camera on. We got to keep it funky, bro. People are not that PC when there's nobody around to judge.
It's true.
Them. Yeah. If you are in a bar or in a club, you are not fucking saying that shit.
What's
People
funny is
they always have.
This character reminds me of a character we've had on the pod before when we did 40-Year-Old Virgin, and oddly enough, Kevin Hart has an argument with him in the 40-Year-Old Virgin. They're like the same exact character.
That is such a funny scene in that.
Kevin Hart is hilarious.
That is the part that I would highlight. I would say that Kevin Hart's character in this, and I guess he does grow towards the end. They really are the main character. It's
not in size.
It's funny that not at all. That they're building the second, but they truly are the only one that have like a real arc, like that changes from the beginning to the end. Like they have the most development. And Kevin Hart's character is everything that is wrong with male culture. Of like our validity is only in the amount of women we can have sex. I'm like, oh yeah, I fucking tore that shit up and this, that, and the third, and all this like how bravado this, bravado that, all this bullshit.
I ain't got no regular dick. Ain't nothing regular about this dick.
And it's like, nigga, you're 5'7", bro.
Says he has an irregular dick.
Did you just say 5'7"? Don't give Kevin Hart that.
That's the point I'm highlighting. 5'7" is short, nigga, and I'm trying to give him inches. Okay, it's like, bro, cat, nigga, I'm not trying to hear it. What are you talking about? But it's like, why do you even need to have to do this to your best friend, bro? I don't need to hear that shit. Shut the fuck up. Like I don't need to know about that.
All right, but Kevin Hart is 5'5", so I thought he maybe was shorter than that, but he's 5'5".
I believe that. Because why would you lie? If it was 5'4", you'd just say 5'4". If it's 5'5", you say 5'5". You know, he's not reaching for 5'6". If he says 5'5", I believe him.
I feel like About Last Night can be a little dated, but it still holds up way better than one of the main characters in fucking Scary Movie is basically an incel. He's like, this drove me because you wouldn't have sex with me. Like at the end, he's like,
ahead of its time. Thank you, Lemon. That's a good argument. I think Scary Movie's coming back around. I think it's so wildly offensive that it's going to be.
It was ahead of its time offensively. It's crazy with the incel thing. I caught that. Then with the whole Mrs. Man or Coach Man thing, they were like to get over. They said something about
it was just a female bodybuilder, bro, and
I know she was a female bodybuilder, the actual actress, but she says at some point about like using this as an advantage in sporting activities or something like that, and I was like, holy shit, that is wild.
Yeah. I do think that when you say hold up as terms of like, is it okay? I think this is either one of two ways if Scary Movie is released now. I think it either does bonkers numbers, like people really fuck with it because it's just like, fuck everything you're not supposed to say, I'm gonna say it type shit, like where people are like, oh, this is fucking great, oh, fucking, or it's the opposite and they go, how the fuck did you think that it was okay to release this movie? Like there's no in between. It's got to be extremes. Like if it was to drop today, it's one of the two. It's no in the middle, just living like it is. I think it just lives.
Two. I feel like today it's two. We also haven't even talked about Doofy. We haven't talked about Doofy at all. So
they say retard a lot. They say retard a whole lot.
Yeah. So even his own sister's like, he's retarded, and I was just like, holy shit, what is happening?
I was confused about that point. How did the sister not know that he wasn't handicapped?
Yeah, exactly.
Again, you guys are thinking about this. Again, even going one level deeper than the what's on screen is too deep. You guys are being too. This is a because like the movies that you talk about, like even most parodies parody one genre, and I guess this is only parodying scary movies, but it takes from so many different ones, and it's just like, oh well, like the Blair Witch is somewhat supernatural and handheld, and like Scream is a slasher flick, and like whatever, all the different kinds of, The Exorcist, whatever, like, and they're like, let's just do it all. Like, we're just gonna, like, they're not threading a needle here. They're just throwing shit at the wall, and they're like, we hope you laugh at some of it. We're gonna keep
literally throwing shit at the wall.
The only consistent through line is that it's awful and offensive. But Regina Hall's great. You gotta check it out.
I don't understand why it's called Scary Movie though, because they just talk about all pop culture. Like the electric wire on the thing is just an updated version of the Princess Bride gag. Like the fucking like the Matrix slow motion.
Oh god, the Matrix shit. Yeah.
I mean, and even when we were talking about earlier with the Usual Suspects at the end, where they end with the Usual Suspects, it's like, what is this?
Kaiser Sose walk, like
yeah.
And
I mean, Scary Movie 3 makes
bottom of the cup. Like I was like, come on, bro.
Scary Movie 3 makes fun of 8 Mile. These movies have never been very like, yeah, they are. They're like, we make fun of scary movies and also whatever the hell is popular.
Yeah.
Leonard, was Regina Hall in either of these movies?
I don't know if she was in Scary Movie. She was in Scary Movie?
She was in Scary Movie, yes. She was arguably the best part of Scary Movie.
She got stabbed by a movie full of white people. A movie theater full of white people. That's right. That scene was funny, though, where she... where she's just like, oh, okay, like putting on all the football equipment. And it's like, what is this? Is so ridiculous, man. I thought it was hilarious, though, when Billy finally fucked the character, what's her name, and he shot her to the wall.
He cummed her to the roof.
He cummed into the fucking ceiling. Holy
I also feel like
I thought that was a scary. Do they do that again in Scary Movie 2?
I don't think so.
I feel like that happens in that movie.
Nah, that's Scary Movie 1 for sure. That was funny. And him like the bush and trimming it. It was like, what? This is so wild. What is happening?
Also, just at the end of the movie, they made so many tasteless, easy, not even funny or well-crafted gay jokes. And then at the end of the movie, the joke is that Ray isn't gay. Like it's Cindy's boyfriend is gay, but remember? And then it's like,
yeah, he's like, I'm not gay.
He's like, we made love together. What are you talking about? What? I was so confused by that. I was like, what the fuck are we doing?
What do you mean? His whole
too deep.
The whole time.
Too deep.
I was like, you went out of your way to say that this dude is gay.
Well, that's what I think the point is. I think that's the joke, is that it's like, surprise, he's straight, or he won't admit it.
People are, I get it. Black people are in denial about, I got that. I'm saying it wasn't well done.
Oh, I didn't get that.
I don't buy it. It's ridiculous.
I don't think it was just a black thing, but I mean, that is probably also a black thing, but I think it was just like, he doesn't realize that he's gay. He doesn't think he's gay, which is ridiculous. Let's get into statistics.
Just for clarity, just so we can cross every T and dot every I. Was Regina Hall on About Last Night?
She actually was, and she was
okay.
Funny.
I thought that was
very
her.
Funny.
Okay, great. Let's move on to.
She lived the whole thing. Scary movie. Everyone's gonna die. I thought Sean got killed through that dick with the ear. I forgot.
Incredibly resilient. It missed all the major brain parts. Let's get into stats, Leonard. You said you saw some. Do you want to start us off? Let's just compare them each way. We usually talk about Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, and then we can do box office. You've already seen the Rotten Tomato. Oh no, you were looking at Scary Movie 1 and Scary Movie 2, weren't you? Doesn't matter. I mean,
I have the Rotten Tomatoes for About Last Night. Okay. We know how I feel about black movies on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm actually pretty pleasantly surprised with this score. And when I was looking this up early, I compared this score to all of the rom-coms that came out that year, and it was by far the highest rated rom-com in like within a 2-year window, and it's 69%. 69%.
Rom-coms famously don't get the credit they deserve. I don't understand why it's such a hated form. I guess like the early thousands and the 90s kind of ran it to the dirt.
It was kind of killed, yeah.
But when done right, it is a great movie because it does everything you need. Like, it is funny and it also like touches your heartstrings and shit. Like, there's one that came out recently with Lucy Liu and Omar Epps that is fucking great. It was like a Netflix drop.
Set It Up.
Yeah,
Set It Up. I saw that. Yeah, that's a good movie.
But like nobody cares because it was a rom-com and it was dropped on Netflix. But it's like,
okay, I'll have to check it out. You guys set me up. I'm gonna watch it.
Lucy Liu still got it.
Lucy Liu is a team Michigan alumni. You're
okay.
Go baby.
Yeah, a lot of the rom-coms I was looking at, like the highest ratings were like 27%, 30. Like there was nothing like over 30%. It was bad. And so this is a 69%. I am not mad at it at all.
No, it seems fair.
Yeah, it feels very fair.
That's reasonable.
Scary Movie, Rotten Tomatoes, 52%. That's
disrespect.
That's way more than I expected it.
Yeah, that's insane.
Fucking bonkers.
That is insane.
What did 2 and 3 get?
2, 15%.
What did 3 get? What did 3 get?
Look up 3.
Look up 35%.
Wow.
That's still double too.
I thought that they all would have gotten a 10 or a 12, if I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought the whole franchise would have stayed at 10.
That's think crazy that first movie got 52%. That is insane.
This movie was popular.
Are there any movies that have zeros?
Probably.
Like even The Room, I feel like wouldn't get a 0. You know
Let's just go through Adam Sandler's recent stuff.
Wow.
That's right.
Wait, hold on.
Anthony Anderson and Adam Sandler. We don't like you.
Okay. I'm going to tell you this right now. This is about to piss Chris off. Scary Movie, 52%. Blank Man on Rotten Tomatoes, 12%.
I knew that. White people write reviews. Racism is abundantly clear in America.
Nowhere is it clearer than the pages of Rotten Tomatoes, as we find out every time we record this podcast.
Yeah. The budget of About Last Night was $13 million. Pretty cheap. Yeah, that's not that much money, kind of surprisingly.
That's what you should be doing for a rom-com.
And the box office was $50 million.
50, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a very good.
Especially since this feels like when Kevin Hart was. I mean, had he done that movie with like Get Hard with like? It felt like
this. This is he does those pre-Rock.
This is
movies with The Rock. Yeah,
this is the start of the run for him. Like I think I was looking it up. Like from like 2013 or 2014 to 2019, his thing is 2014 to 2019. He did 16, 17 movies.
It's 2014. I would say I have a first-hand knowledge because my second job out here was Real Husbands of Hollywood, and that was like in the middle of Kevin Hart being Kevin Hart. And like when I graduated college was 2014, and that's when he released his second special that blew up. Like the first one was when I was in college, the second one was 2015, 16. And that's when he became like, Kevin Hart is the funniest man ever. And he was in every movie ever. And the fatigue didn't happen, which is so fucking impressive because he was in damn near 20 fucking movies. The fatigue didn't happen until like 2018 or 19. He was this motherfucker is literally in every movie. And he had 5 specials. And he was on TV. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of such a ridiculous run.
He's kind of taking a decent break, but you know, he's still in a lot of shit. He's doing a lot of animated shit too. But if you go look at his IMDb page and you look at like in production or like soon to be like, or like I guess contracted or whatever,
it's got 30 projects.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's dumb. So, you know, I think they're doing the black version of Trains, Planes, and Automobiles. They were trying to get him and Will Smith, but I think that fell apart. It fell through. I remember that was a big story, like earlier last year. But
again, remaking white people movies and just putting blacks in them.
Love to do it. What was the budget for Scary Movie?
Yeah, you think you just pissed off Chris. Scary Movie was made for $19 million in the year 2000. I want you to guess in the 100 millions.
19 million.
What the final figure was close.
You said 100 million?
$278 million worldwide.
Oh, no wonder why they made it.
I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about that at all. I'm not mad about that at all because those black people are eating off of that shit. So go ahead.
I'm just saying it was the Weinstein Company that put this out. Just saying.
Yeah, but the Wayne still caught that check. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not upset by that. Like, the movie sucks, but that family got bread. So go ahead, man. I'm hyped for
I'm
it.
also gonna say like it is disrespectful unless they walked away. I guess I don't particularly know. Maybe
No,
they
did
didn't.
it. It was a
They
big
didn't.
thing. Like, yeah, he had like
Yeah.
we talked about it on the Breakfast Club or something. But
Oh,
he was
okay.
like, they just tried to come in and basically just bogart it and force the airplane guys in and be like, we want it to be XYZ. And he was like, no, man, like it was our creative property, it was our thing. And he was like, actually, it's not, because you signed this contract and it's fucking ours.
Because the second one was made for 45 and it made $141 million. So it brought in half as much, but that's still a great return for a really stupid
$100
movie
million
that is cheap and not good.
dumb. Yeah.
So I don't know.
I bet you they also, like, because you see the budget is $45 million. They probably paid them, like, they made sure that these people got paid, and they probably were like, oh, we don't need them anymore. You know,
they probably were also like, say it without saying it, or maybe they just straight up said it, like make these movies less black, which is kind of what they did with Scary Movie 3, which I'm just pulling up for the sake of reference. $48 million. So essentially the same budget as Scary Movie 2.
Okay.
$220 million. So it went because they were like, let's just, let's make fun of 8 Mile.
And Scary Movie 4?
Yeah, let's keep going. I guess let's see. We might as well, right?
When is the fall off? When is the inevitable?
I know. I'm
fall?
like, I need to know the fall off.
Scary Movie 4, 40 million, 178 million.
God damn it.
How, Sway? What?
Jesus Christ. It's insane.
Scary Movie 5, and this is the last Scary Movie.
There's a fifth Scary Movie?
20 million?
Yeah. On Netflix.
78 million. So they were like,
what
okay,
the
cash cow.
fuck? This is just a fucking legitimately successful franchise. I hate myself. Nothing matters. Life is a joke.
It's the police academy of our age. Leonard, I mean, I don't, do we want to do IMDb scores real quick and then go into final arguments? I'm sure you've got a.
Wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute. I'm a little salty, first of all, that, I listened to the other episode and you all really hyped up about how much that dude is a writer and how you tried to placate gas him, and you kept mentioning him being a writer, and I never get that gas, and I have written on more than one show, sir, okay? But anyway, I would just like to highlight, do you know how hard it is to come up with an idea and like bring it to fruition and write it and then go and shoot something and have like all the people involved to make an idea come to life, and how people spend their whole lives trying to get this done, and these motherfuckers got paid so much fucking money to just say, this happened in a movie, let's put it in this. This happened in a movie, let's put it in this. There's no writing. There's no writing.
No, it's true.
Like, these movies came out.
It's Mad Libs.
It's literally
mind blowing to me.
Yeah, that's how I felt watching it. And then I told myself, I was like, but I mean, anybody could do that if they want. You just got to have the money to do it, basically, in the cloud. But
anybody doing it isn't the problem. It's there's so many people with to go fucking watch it.
Yeah.
Like, how do you go see the fifth one? How's the fifth one profitable? The fifth one, I'll give you 4. The fifth one, 5.
I saw Scary Movie 5 in theaters.
Oh my god, I can't really talk. I've watched all 5 of the Purge movies, so yeah. I didn't watch. I only watched like 2. I only watched like 3 of them in the theaters, though. Only maybe 4. Only 3. No, only 3. 4 in the theaters.
I think the sad answer, Chris, is people like trash because trash doesn't demand anything of you. People don't like to be challenged in cinema. And Leonard and I are Cineasts, so we know it both ways. But
that is a sad truth.
And we are Cineast, and this is a
Let's
film
do
podcast.
IMDb real quick because I feel like we have a chance to get Chris mad one more time. What was the IMDb? I want you to do yours first, or I have both of them if you want.
The About Last Night IMDb was a 6 out of 10, which I also feel like is right.
Fair enough.
Not mad.
Scary Movie IMDb 6.2.
Oh,
better than About Last Night.
Also, IMDb's like rating system is mad weird, so I'm not even mad about that because theirs is real goofy. Like,
it's democratic.
Like set it up is a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes, and then on fucking IMDb it's a 6.5. Like,
Set It Up is good, but it's not 92%. It's 6.5 is about right for Set It Up.
For a rom-com, yes, it is. You have to judge the thing by what it is. Like, but is it that comparable to like Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is the best movie ever? No, it's not. Is it comparable to The Departed? No, it's not, which is also the greatest remake of all time. Fun fact. Is it anywhere comparable to Superbad, the greatest comedy ever? No, it's not, but it's a fucking great rom-com.
Well, you said the greatest remake. We talking about Mortal Kombat?
What?
The greatest remake?
Ew, no.
Ew.
All right, let's get into these final arguments.
Okay, I go first. I cede my time.
Okay, I was gonna say I'll go first.
Okay,
I didn't
you go
choose
first.
Scary Movie. I didn't choose Scary Movie. I cede my time.
Okay, I'll go last. I'll go last. Here's how I'm going to use my time. I would just like to apologize to anyone who had a good impression of me, or not even a good impression of me, but a better impression of me than you now have before I picked this film. I'm not just speaking to Chris. I might also be speaking to friends and family. I'm not that guy. Listen, we all watch things in our youth that are objectionable and questionable, and perhaps they shape our comedy, but I also like to think we learn from moments like that. So that's it.
Hey, I can't be mad at you. There's a lot of movies from the 80s that I liked that I saw in the last 10 years, and I was like, this is awful. Like,
remember when we rewatched Van Wilder, which is another movie I picked? We were just like, oh shit. R-rated comedies from the early 2000s, no holds barred, do not hold up. Like they are
long for the
rough.
fences, bro.
Yeah.
That was the era though. Like they were just white dudes trying to make
it was a bad time,
bro. They were just swinging for the fucking fences.
It was a bad time for the creative process. It was a bad time for art.
Problematic was what the idea of funny was.
It was a bad time all around.
Yeah, it's like gross out humor, except the gross out is just like say the worst thing you can say. Like, yeah, it's a different time for
that time period is why people go, oh, everybody's so PC, you can't say any fucking thing in comedy anymore. And it's like, no, you niggas were saying the wrong things all the time that weren't funny.
You can't even put a dick through an ear anymore. What's going on?
I also though would like to
what
apologize.
Does it come to?
I would like to apologize to all the people who are true Regina Hall fans.
Who like
this is the episode that you got.
Oh, I just found this podcast. They talk about films. They're talking about Regina Hall. I love Regina Hall, and then we just pick like we're scraping the bottom of her IMDb, or at least I am.
The fact that you all didn't pick one movie with Gary Oldman or fucking Luis Guzman still blows my fucking mind, because both of them are so fire and hit at least 5 fucking movies in the topics that you all did in those seasons.
Luis Guzman in particular, I feel like, because he's in so many different things. Gary Oldman's great also, but like Luis Guzman's always like he's very rarely a lead. That would have been a very interesting episode where our answers also probably would have been very different.
Chris has never given us the verdict. We just like assume.
I think he gave us the verdict when he started talking.
I'll give you the verdict, actually. Quinn, I told you about this when we went to go watch Holy Moly for Leonard. You constantly pick the right movie, but have the wrong argument. And it's just, it makes me so mad because I can hear Leonard going behind the mic. When I hear you, I'm like, no, don't put that piece there. And then I'm just like pissed off about it and I'm livid, and then I have to let it go. With this particular thing, you for sure picked a garbage movie. But because you did it, because you were flexing on Leonard
into
the end zone,
no,
the season's already over.
No,
you got the I'm gonna fix it.
No,
6-2, baby.
No.
Open it up on you. There's daylight between our records.
No.
The guest has the pick, Leonard.
Because we're going to be honest, both of these movies are the wrong movie, and Scary Movie has more wins. Like, it's a financially profitable franchise. It fucking has black people getting paid off of it. I mean, it put Regina on the map.
Now you're cool with it bringing Regina Hall, huh?
You all both said that, nigga. You said it. That came out of your mouth.
I know, but I'm saying now you're cool with it, huh?
No, I'm not cool with it at all. I really just am glad that you know.
All right, Chris, shout out what you need to shout out, Chris.
Chris, do you have any ideas before you do? Do you have any ideas like how would you like to see Leonard punished? I'm taking suggestions this season. I got a lot of thinking to do. I finally won. I'm feeling good.
the wings were crazy. There's some pretty hot ramens you should do. Like that might be a rough one. I think maybe you should force him to. What are other things that Leonard hates just for the sake of hating them? You should think of some of those and make him do like a gauntlet of those things.
I don't know if I do feel like I don't want to, you don't want to do the gag that's been done, and I don't want to torture Leonard's body, but I more than the spiciest wing of all time, I'd just like to make. There's no way I'd be able to enforce it, but if Leonard could only order boneless wings, and he had to refer to them as such, he had to say, "I want your boneless wings."
That would be very funny.
I'll keep thinking on it, but I'm sorry. I said, Chris, please tell the people where they can find you.
Dreddens is the IG. Fox, you can watch Crapopolis whenever that shit drops. And come out to a Lemon Pepper Wet show. And that's all I got.
Lemon Pepper Wet's been performing like 6-7 times. You guys leaving this to go to a Lemon Pepper Wet show? I feel like you guys are doing the thing.
We're trying to get some traction out here, bro.
How about that podcast you guys name drop? Is that ready to be promoted, or is that to be revealed later? Will we have to have you back?
I think we're at this point, we're just going to dock the whole season before we drop it. But I mean, since it is appropriately titled The Boy Who Hates, we can at least say the name of it.
I have nothing to say.
He's so salty right now.
Leonard just picks podcasts where people make him watch movies he doesn't want to watch. I don't know. You do it to yourself, man.
This is fucking travesty. Fucking scary movie.
I didn't even need this one. You're right. Thank you. First of all, Chris, what I think I'm going to do next season so I can keep the pressure on Leonard, I'll just text you the picks for the week. I'll be like, this is mine. What do you think? What's the argument here? I need to do some advanced scouting for Leonard, because I feel like I come at it, I'm like, I got you, Leonard, and I got you for reasons A, B, C, D, and E, and then I lose, and I'm like, all right, I got to rethink things. This season was an improvement. Leonard, do you have anything to say? You look happy. What's going
I didn't
on
care at all this season. I didn't write notes one single
right.
time this season.
Wow,
That's
this guy, he didn't care.
I knew Quinn needed to win.
All right.
It would have been disrespectful to Jordan to have a 4-peat.
Wow. Yeah, it would have been disrespectful to my man MJ. He might have killed me. He might have put a legit hit out on me.
He would put you in the ground. I think.
I would have been dead. So
also, I'm from Detroit, bro. I gotta vote for the underdog. You've been stomping all on this man Quinn, bro. I had to root for him.
I am the underdog in this scenario.
No, you're not, bro. The Warriors losing the fourth fucking time is not an underdog, asshole. Okay,
I have already lost. I'm the underdog this season.
Well, 6-2 is.
You're not the underdog. It's over. You already lost it. You can't win.
I do think we have to, if I go 7-2 to close out the season, I don't know. I think Leonard's got to show up to work naked or something. I got to do something extreme, but
he'd probably like that. It wouldn't really be a punishment.
Yeah, you're right. That's we discover a kink. Chris, thank you for being a supporter of the pod. Thank you for coming back on the podcast. Thank you for watching these two questionable movies. And next time we'll have you.
You'll never be back on the podcast.
No, he'll be back.
Both fucking times.
He'll be back. I think next time we have you on, we'll pick a prompt worthy of your guesting. But until that time, Leonard, do you want to say it? We'll
Go
see
fuck
you
yourself.
at the fuck yourself.